While Khloe Kardashian's cancer scare has been a prominent issue for much of season 3 of the Kardashians, it was revealed in the second episode that Scott Disick had been in a life-threatening car accident. Disick, 40, shared horrifying photographs of his Lamborghini flipped on its side, but he escaped uninjured. Disick appeared to be in high spirits and in decent physical condition, aside from the soreness he described. The reality star explained how the single car accident occurred on the streets of Calabasas. Kris Jenner visits Scott Disick's house near the end of the episode, following Scott's accident in which his car flipped. "I'm not sure what happened, but he gave us quite a shock. He was on his way to Kourtney's in his car when the entire car toppled over, which is horrifying," Kris admitted. Kris asks Scott how he's feeling and greets her granddaughter Penelope, while Scott says he's just a little sore. Kris brings Scott a book and says he sent him a cake. Scott does, however, point out that he cannot have dairy, something Kris overlooked. "I nearly died in a car accident and you want to kill me with a cake?" Scott laughs, while Kris confesses she's pleased Scott is okay and part of the family. Kris asks Scott what happened, and Scott says that he was going to pick up Mason because they were going to a movie and he was driving by himself. "I made a right, and the curbs in that neighborhood aren't like flat curbs. They're sort of like little lips. So the wheel kind of came into that little lip and just like gripped it and pulled a little. And by the time it pulled, I crashed into a pillar," Scott explained. He also demonstrated how the car flipped over, using his phone as the vehicle, and stated, "It basically hit, and it did a somersault forward, and then hit, then landed." Scott admitted that he was wearing his seatbelt but couldn't get out of the car, so he opened the sunroof and moseyed on out. They show images of the car flipped on its side, one of the wheels folding under the axle, and Kris stating that the car is totaled and cannot be repaired. "That must have worried him," Kris replied, and Scott added, "It's a good thing I have P. She looked after me and got all the blood off me while he was there. She came down with a wet rag and cleaned my face. P was a huge help." Scott recalled the car flipping over before coming to a stop. Scott is a fantastic father, Kris confesses. He is so in love with those kids, and you can tell their relationship is so delicious, which makes me really grateful, because family is what is most important in my house. Kris expresses her gratitude to Scott, and jokes that Scott is like a cat with 9 lives. "We're glad you're okay, Scott. That was one crazy experience. Don't you guys think so too? Feel free to comment your thoughts down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day!